Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I got my Christmas lights out. They're a huge, tangled, non-working mess.
I showed Dominic our LED light sets. They last longer than traditional lights, and they're on a reel, so they're easier to handle.
Ace is a place that knows nothing takes the joy out of Christmas like untangling lights that don't even light.
Visit your neighborhood Ace now and get $3 in instant savings on select reels of LED holiday lights. Ace Rewards members save instantly in-store. Offer valid through November 30th at participating stores. Store stock only. See store for details. Limit 4.
Two brains.
I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine.
Me too.
Smiling next to Oprah and the Queen.
Come on, Oprah.
Oh, every time I close
Well, all I can say is this as we start another great edition of the Bernie and Sid Show right here on legendary 77 WABC on your chilly New York City Wednesday morning. Already, this morning is a disaster.
This was an embarrassing spectacle that I just witnessed.
Yes, and it goes back to the gentleman you're listening to right now.
On the part of my colleagues here at WABC.
It was pathetic.
She better hope I don't see her in the hallway.
Let me just say, as they would say in my hood, grown-ass people acting like children, teenage girls.
Well, here's the story quickly before we get to the really good stuff like Gingrich talking about and Megyn Kelly. And,
we'll get to that next half.
Right, Dana Perino's going to be on today. So that was Bruno Mars, of course. And this morning, if you guys don't know the setup here, there's like 10 stations on this floor with us, all of our partners. One of the stations, of course, is WPLJ, the very popular morning show with Todd Pettengill and our friend Jane Donovan. Anyway, they have Bruno Mars live in studio today. The great Bruno Mars, right? Kind of a big deal. So, you know, I don't know. Jill and I, Flirty and I should say, we're impressed and wanted to take a picture with Bruno Mars. And you would think, Bernard, being we work for the same company, we're on the same floor, we're all friends here for the most part, that when Bruno exits the studio, taking a picture with Bruno Mars would not be a very, very big deal.
You would think.
Right.
Well, I guess you would think, but then they have very strict orders over there. When the celebrities come in, we don't want them hassled by other people. We want to get them in, get them out, get them in, get them out. So this way they'll come back.
Right.
So,
well,
those are the orders that they're under.
I understand
so that. Enter Sid Rosenberg and Jill Flirty Flipper.
Right.
And what happens?
Well, we don't care about these orders these girls are under. They're promotion girls. You kidding me? Come on. I mean,
okay.
And we're the stars of the company.
They were staring us down.
So, make a long story short, we camped out. We camped out on a couch by the exit, probably about 50 feet down from the studio. We can see when he was about to leave. Standing outside the studio was about 3 or 4 of these promotion chicks. And they're staring us down.
I call them promotion biatches.
And they're like whispering.
Very sexist
they're
stuff.
whispering and all this nonsense. And I just found out, I didn't even know this, that Flirty has had, at the very least, verbal, if not physical, altercations with all of them.
Yes, because they tried to keep me away when Justin Bieber was here, and I want to get a picture with him because I have kids.
Listen, you sound just like
a teeny bopper,
a freaking 13-year-old.
Listen, when we have celebrities up, we invite people to take pictures, and everybody does.
Do that. That's true. I mean, everybody when we have Jim Norton stops in, or Steve Sharippa, or Darrell Hammond,
right.
and they all run over.
They all run over,
and they're very polite and accommodating.
Oh, we're very polite,
but I'm sure inside they're thinking, can I just get in and get out?
I'm sure they're thinking,
this?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to hear that nonsense, okay? They make a lot of money. Bruno Mars is a multi-millionaire, and I hate to bother him for 2 seconds to take a picture, but get over it, okay? Just take the damn picture.
So this one promotion girl gets in my face. She said, "You can't take a picture with Bruno Mars."
That was the same girl that told me you can't walk. Get this. You can't walk past the studio. I go, I'm going to the water fountain. She goes, you can't walk past her. I go, I'm Sid Rosenberg. I make a lot more money than you do. I'm on ABC. I'm walking past the yupping studio, baby.
You actually dropped that. Do you know who the hell I am?
I went Reese Witherspoon all the way.
Listen, so
I'm Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, that's
she
funny,
gets in
man.
my face.
That's
she said,
funny.
"You can't stand here." And I said, "Uh-huh." And she said, "You can't take a picture of Bruno Mars." I say, "Why?" She said, "Because he has a very tight schedule. He has to get in and out." I said, "Okay, then I'll just take a picture of him walking by."
There you go.
She said, "You can't do that either." I said, "What are you going to do about it?"
Yeah, she goes, "What are you going to do?"
And she's just staring at me.
This is it, folks.
I said, "What are you going to do about it?" And she's staring at me, and she said, "Are you still going to stand here?" I said, "Yep." She's like, "Well, then I'm going to get in trouble." I said, "Uh-huh." I don't care.
You know, he may have a tight schedule, but you got a tight ass.
Yeah, let him get a look at that.
So then
come on.
they go around us past Gladys, and they basically shove
They
them in
went
the
out the
elevator.
back. Bernard, they actually went out. I've never seen anybody do this. They went out the back exit.
Well, if you ask me,
Yeah.
once the slightest hint of resistance on their part, I would have walked away and said the hell with it. That's
That made us more angry.
Oh, no.
You
that
guys are
fueled
like
us.
you're like starstruck. I mean, that used to be the rap on Sid.
Right.
When,
Still
you know,
is.
he'd be bad mouthing people.
Well, Sid and I-
Perfect example, Lance Armstrong. He's a son of a bitch. He's a Nazi bastard.
Right.
He shows up in the studio with
cheated on his
Right.
on the with the steroids. Cheated on his wife. All that
cheated
nonsense.
on Cheryl.
No, he was with Sheryl Crow instead of his wife.
Oh, whatever.
So
Anyway.
you're right. I was killing him on the
And
Adams
then-
in the Morning Show for weeks.
And then as he's leaving the studio, you like hugging his leg.
love it.
You're
I
like,
love
hey,
it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Oh, man, come on, bro.
It was basically Jeff Van Gundy with the lines
but
of
do you
Morning of
see-
Larry Johnson.
Where's your dignity, man?
No, it's out the
I
window.
got to get into a fight with somebody to take a picture with stupid Bruno Mars.
no.
Who the hell cares?
Oh, stop.
That wasn't it. It was because they said not to. At that point,
you're just
they
like,
said not to.
Just grow up.
No.
Grow up.
You grow up. We're allowed to. We work
Jeez.
on the same floor. We should be allowed to take a picture.
All right. Do we want to pursue? You want to continue or?
Wait till I see her.
I thought about running outside downstairs on 7th Avenue and chasing the mother up and down the street.
I would have come with
I
you.
just want to get a picture and show it to the girl in promotions and go, look at this.
Exactly.
Look what I got.
She told me that you can't go near Bieber. He doesn't want any pictures. I said, Bieber, can I take a picture with you? Of course. So I got a picture.
Right away, she got nasty, this
Hey,
girl.
listen,
Right away.
Taylor
She hates
Swift was here one day. I almost pulled what you guys did.
You almost did?
Yeah.
For Taylor Swift.
Is there
yeah.
anybody, you know, it's funny, I always think of Mike Breen with Ian Anderson, Jethro Tull. Is there anybody that would walk up here, any artist, where you would be like we were this morning? Any artist you can think of?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I mean, as close as I came to doing that was
Taylor Swift.
And one of her bodyguards is a NYPD guy who knew me, and he said maybe this is not a good time.
Really?
And I said, all right,
and you
bro.
just relented?
And I left, yeah.
You didn't say, Bo Dietl's my boy, I love the
No,
cops.
come on. I'm not, I'm not some star effing
You're not us.
loser.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
What about any politician or any...
Nobody.
what if Obama came walking through?
If people don't want to be bothered,
Sarah
I'm not
Palin.
going to. I'm not going to.
No, here's the point.
impose on them.
Here's the point, okay? You always say this all the time. The Redskins are a big issue in the NFL. But when you talk to Native Americans, they don't care that they're called the Washington Redskins. They're not bothered. My contention is Bruno Mars is not bothered. It's these stupid chicks making $20,000 apiece who want to show us they got the biggest penis in the place, and that's their power play. They got to justify their salary. If you ask Bruno Mars if he cares, there's no way he cares. No way.
But you know who else doesn't care?
Who?
Me. I don't know.
I'm fuming still. I'm so
All right.
angry at
That
that
just
girl.
got me pissed off.
Speaking of angry, I mean, there was these people on the George Washington Bridge this morning. These immigrant right protesters. They shut down the whole upper level of the George Washington Bridge. For God's sake,
Unbelievable.
Now that'll piss you off.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't get my picture taken with Bruno Mars. For God's sake.
So you'd be more pissed off about the traffic on the GW Bridge than the Bruno Mars situation?
Come on.
Than them telling you can't do something?
Right. See, that's the issue.
That's
Look,
the problem.
how about that? They're gonna charge the Justice Department.
Yeah.
The cop involved in the Eric Garner death, this Pantaleano guy or whatever the hell his name is. They actually they had 2 investigations. They got rid of the feds who said, "Listen, we're not going to charge him." And now they put in some other, and they're going to charge.
Now they're
the
going
guy.
to charge. Yeah, I know.
This situation is worse.
You think this is worse?
Yeah.
I think I'd get a little. I'd
Bruno
be
Mars.
pissed off at that at the corrupt Justice
So
Department.
you think the fact that the WPLJ promotion girls did not allow you to take a picture with Bruno Mars is going to be worse than the racial tension that can
Absolutely.
possibly arise from Eric Garner?
Of course.
How about
I'm going to kick her ass.
Obamacare? The health care premiums skyrocket. People are getting screwed.
No, they're not going to pay for it. Subsidies.
How about Obama lied about knowing that Hillary Clinton was not on a government secured email system and server?
Oh, okay.
He lied about it. But I'd be pissed off at that.
No, I'm not.
No.
Don't
How
care.
about Carmelo Anthony is in the ESPN the magazine?
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony endorsing riots. He's channeling his inner Black Panther.
He's an idiot.
Carmelo, I'd be pissed off about that.
I'm actually more pissed off about the Knicks effort last night. I mean, here's Mike Breen and Imus yesterday, the voice of the Knicks, talking about how great the Knicks are going to be and they're this new team, and they brought in Derrick Rose and Noah and all these players. And at one point, they were trailing the Cavaliers by 35 last night. They lost by 30. And they still suck. That's what I'm pissed off about. F. Carmelo Anthony. I mean, that's predictable.
Are you
but
kidding me? No, that's not predictable.
Oh,
I mean,
sure
he's
it is.
supposedly this nice guy.
No,
with a
he's
nice
not.
Smile.
No, he's not. And his wife, Lala, out in Los Angeles. Big star, Lala Anthony.
This is what he says. Take a listen to this. He says he's talking to this some guy who's stirring the pot that's interviewing him. He's talking about Baltimore. He said, why are they burning down their own neighborhoods without realizing that they aren't our own neighborhoods? Asks the interviewer.
Yeah. He's from Baltimore, by the way, Carmelo Anthony, just so you know. But go ahead.
The guy brought up, he said, this is the question. Yet you hear this cognitive dissonance when Baltimore hits people and says, why are they burning down their own neighborhoods without realizing they aren't ours? And Carmelo Anthony responds, that's right. We don't own anything. That Rite Aid, that isn't ours. And that's what I'm talking about when I say it's all part of something bigger. These times, they're crazy. It's not about one thing. The system's broken. You hear people saying justice or else. I think you're starting to see what or else looks like.
Oh, boy.
Burn this bitch down.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say
He
burn
said
this
burn
bitch.
it down?
He might as well have said that.
Oh, okay, right. He implied that. Okay,
He endorsed burning down the Rite Aid. We don't own it. What about the people who shop there, you moron?
All right.
And you got these new studies coming out showing that the whole canard about cops shooting blacks, they shoot whites at a way higher percentage when you factor in percentages and proportion and all that.
Right.
And yet you have this. I'd be pissed off about that.
I don't know. I'm not so pissed off about it.
I don't know. The
Bruno
Bruno
Mars
thing
thing
is pretty bad.
1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after this.
77 W. Local on at 77 WABC.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
No selfies, no peace.
No selfies, no peace.
24 karat magic in the air.
Yeah, enough of the Bruno Mars music. Now he's trying to piss me off, too.
I hate him. I wish he never came up here.
Yeah, me too. Ruined our whole life.
He's a nice kid.
He's a nice kid?
He just wants to go about his business without being hassled by a couple of, hangers-on.
Well, let me ask you this.
We are heroes.
Let me ask you this.
You are heroes here in the...
Oh, my God.
I saw you walk out in the hallway and you were getting like high fives.
High fives, like 7 people out there. But I will ask you this. When you make the walk from Madison Square Garden, where we are every single day, over to Fox News, about 12 blocks, something like that, where you did Bill O'Reilly last night, great again. You don't get stopped in the street, and if you do get stopped in the street, you're like, don't bother me, I'm busy. No, you take a picture.
I always do. But
Right.
but I'm not Bruno Mars. I mean, I get, stopped by the odd bald Irish guy from Brooklyn.
Okay, that's fine. But you're also not making Bruno Mars money. You're doing the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
No, I'm always nice to people when
Right.
but still, but Bruno, it's a lot different between Bruno Mars and myself.
The point is, these guys know.
And they're probably on a tight schedule.
It's
They got to
not
get
them
in.
saying it, though.
Look, the thing is this:
It's
if
the
you have
promotions
PR people that make these deals with these radio stations, then they say beforehand, listen, you can't have people coming up and hassling my guy.
Right.
It's not Bruno Mars himself. It's the people around it.
Sure.
They got to get from place to place, and to have a little,
He's
little
having
fanboy like you.
He's having an egg white omelet. He's having an egg white omelet at Andrew's Coffee Shop right now on 38th Street. Well, what do you mean?
He has
he's
nowhere
busy,
to go.
tight schedule. He's got nowhere to go.
He could have taken a picture
really
so we
have
could
to
show
take-
our
Where do you
kids.
think? What do you think he's going on with Joe and Evan next? Elvis Duran is done. PLJ is
They're
done.
just doing their job, Sid.
No, promotions makes these rules up.
Promotions people have always been dicks. Every single station, every company.
There we go.
These are people that don't make a lot of money, and they need to justify their salary, so they come on really, really
They
strong.
live for days like this where they
Right.
can guard people.
And you're defending them.
Listen, I used to work in promotions back in the day at WNBC, and you have to do what the people, your boss tells you to do. You have to keep the rabble away from the star. you guys are the rabble.
Rabble?
Yes.
No, I don't think the stars care at all. They let
It's supposed to be a professional place here. It's not a place. It's not like
A
Times
professional
Square.
place.
Yes.
This is not a professional
Act like you've
place.
been there before. Hey, Bruno! Oh my God, Bruno!
And,
I
and
love you.
the star can't tell you that he doesn't want to take a picture with you
No,
because that looks bad. That's why you have a publisher.
He wouldn't say it.
Listen, we always tell Flirty right here. I always tell her, listen, keep the guest, because I didn't even want to talk to the guests. I said, keep the guest in the kitchen.
Right.
Because I don't want to talk to them.
See, I agree with that. Like, I walked into my office last month, and there was Kurt Schilling. His socks were off.
But you don't want to say to Kurt Schilling, listen, get your ass out of my. You say to Flirty,
right.
Keep him away from me until it's time to interview.